Welcome to your magical moon message. This is the peace dealer, as this is a moon message which is magical, in that the quality of this message about the moon carries magical properties, in that it's magical, in that not only is it magical, there's actually a causality that if you watch these videos, especially with my sun in Gemini in the second house, which is effectively me producing a magic spell every time I talk. Just you watching this video is enough to induce a change, which you've experienced every single time you watch anything I do. In its most basic form, you watch these babies and you literally have a change of mind, like Gemini. However, Moon in Virgo, Sun in Sagittarius, on this game changer of a transit, your receptivity to the details, Moon in Virgo, is facilitating perhaps you noticing more of this causality than never before. You noticing more in the example of this magic message, the causality of watching something like this, and what actually happens when you get yourself a dose of the peace dealer and his second house Gemini magic, backed by all of the Saturn, Moon, Uranus, Neptune in Capricorn. Shout out to Taurus Rising Gang, or Click. Other than that, this is very amazing, because you may now apply this to outside of just this video and everything. Welcome to the definitive game changer, which you can apply to any mutable sun moon sign. Moon in Virgo is 10 houses from the sun in Sag. The Sagittarius looks up to Virgo. If you think Virgo represents the analyzation that breeds the meaning that Sagittarius sees into, which, be very mindful, the moon in Virgo is opposing Neptune, the sun is squaring Neptune, so people may have a vibe or a vision about you that is nowhere at all based in reality. For example, if we take a lot of the postmodern and traditional notion of men and the social expectation of what people kind of expect men to be in this society. Shoot, even women, it's not based on reality. If you actually think about all of the issues that people have in dating and relationships, the social expectations, gender roles, and, fantasization and romanticization of what people expect men and women to be is not at all based on reality. It's based on a fantasy. It's literally based on a fairy tale. And we actually get angry when men and women don't fit these fairy tale narratives. And, God forbid they have the audacity to come as they really are and actually be real. The makeup industry is $1 billion industry just for this reason. I mean, marketers will tell you it's to, help you feel good and all that shit. But, you know what's up. So keep this in mind. It applies way outside of makeup. And just like people have this social expectation, you have people who literally have an alternate version reality of you in their heads and their hearts. Like, the one thing that they have to do is actually see you in person. But even if they did meet you in person, they filter with their own prejudice and delusion everything you do along the lines of their own beliefs around you. The moon in Virgo is going to give so much cognitive dissonance because your actions will once again prove that they got you completely twisted. And the only person who loses in this are the people who maintain these false narratives. The breakthrough you come out of this situation is accepting wholeheartedly. As some of you have resisted this, it was hard for you to accept, but you're accepting wholeheartedly that shit has absolutely nothing to do with you. I think some of you are bewitched into the passive aggressive manipulation or spell that other people's opinions have anything to do with you. And it's not necessarily as simple as I don't care what other people think, but you're really going to come into the Virgo moon the real practical understanding moon in Virgo, that like the fantasy and the delusions that people might see are tads, or they might, like, there are people who see, maybe you read tarot cards or maybe you're into a certain type of music, and they dead ass think that you sacrifice cats to Moloch. Like, they really believe that you have some really messed up life. Like, if they had a cup of coffee with you, if they had a heart-to-heart with you, they would be forced to reluctantly, realize, wow, I actually have a lot in common with this person, before they literally have to put the filter of their beliefs and with their own rational mind be like, no, but this and this says this, so no, they're clearly that, even though none of that is based in reality. Compound that with the lie that people live. And for those of you who are living in truth, it's really hard for so many people to recognize you, because they don't even recognize truth. Everything that you're stepping in integrity to express. So this is a game changer in the way you understand social cognitive therapy with your actions, social interactions, and the psychological nature of them. And this receptivity to this analysis is now changing with this quarter square, the vision you're getting ready to blast off of with this eclipse that is literally a portal into the light of one of the most amazing rabbit holes. So this moon in Virgo is going to be vicious. Shout out to Team Gemini. You might have been waiting for this, because Gemini, people wait to have us fucked up. Sagittarius, is fucked up for you too, but you're above the conflict, so you literally could just shoot a motherfucker with your bow and call it a day. And then Pisces can jump skip into another dimension. Virgo, you have to deal with this shit. I don't know what to say. But yeah, I don't know what to say. That's crazy. Y'all really have to deal with this shit. Wow. Hug a Virgo if you can. Anyway, it is what it is. This square to Sagittarius is now practically stepping you into the integration of this ascended perspective when it comes to very supernatural aspects of what you do and the synchronicities you see, and the sequences of how you just experience certain things at the right time. They're not a coincidence. You're tapping into extra dimensional aspects of yourself as Sagittarius expands in its first decade. Your awareness with Mercury here, and taps you into how brilliant you are. I have to be very careful here because once again, this is a collective social current. You may actually be outnumbered, where a majority of people may really assume that like the badassery of who you are is not only not that, but that who you are is some fictional aspect or version of you in their imagination. It doesn't matter what you say. It doesn't matter what you do. You can even tell them the truth. They'll just twist it to fit that box. So some of you are realizing you've been wasting your life force energy and prana on people who are determined to like not see you as you are. And that's because you terrify them. The reality of who you truly are terrifies them to their core. And so these people backwards rationalize this before they can actually come to terms with the shadow that you tower carded them. And a lot of this is unconscious. A lot of this isn't deliberate. A lot of these people have coping mechanisms to where they do this. You may remind people of certain people who wounded them in this aspect too. And so once again, game changer, like you're going to realize, Sagittarius, how much more ascended you are from these conflicts. Anyway, Moon in Virgo is 10th house to Sag, so you're also receptive to this change in the ascension of your career and how you're getting ready to synthesize this balsamic phase into the new moon. This is a mastery of ascension, and relative to the Sagittarius season we kicked off with this King Kunks, you're going to practically come in to synchronization, magic, and the understand this. Oh, I was gonna call this game show. I'm about to call this How to Ascend. You're literally stepping into how to ascend and beyond, to infinity and beyond. How to ascend, how to take your understanding of all the synchronicities, your place within a collective, and how to activate the magical abilities and or superpowers that enable you to realistically and practically harness ascended states of your consciousness at will, baby. Not only are you harvesting this, but this is everything that, come the new moon, you're gonna use. You're learning how to ascend now, and then new moon in Sag, you're gonna ascend with this knowledge. And so there's a vision of how you see it's done, and then Moon in Virgo is like, yo, you thinking about it all the way wrong. You got the right vision, but here are the facts. Like, you wanna do this, but you don't even have the cartilages in your bones to do this. Do this instead. You're gonna like have an adjustment to get rid of misconceptions that you may be blocking yourself with, and the scales will fall and everything is just gonna click over the next 48 hours. Let me tell you, this transit is a game changer. I'm just gonna call it game changer still, but you're coming into the wisdom of how to ascend supernaturally now with Uranus and Taurus. We got that grand earth trine. So everything you manifested, you're coming to that receptivity of how to change your behavior around the ascension of your perspective. Where's Sagittarius in your natal chart? Because that'll let you know where, with Virgo, what's happening. Book a reading with me if you want insight in this. Get the transit forecast or the natal chart report. If you haven't gotten a reading with me, I still have my discount sale. So feel free to book. And I postponed the webinar to next Saturday, so there's still time to catch that live. Other than that, you're going to get nitty-gritty details because we had Gemini Sun season with Moon in Virgo, which helped us understand the detailed practical wisdom of how to enlighten our consciousness. Now we're completing this with how to actually ascend. Everyone, all right, can someone tell me what this means? This has been happening. This is what I'm talking about. This has been happening to me for days. Every time I walk past lights, they turn off. And it was funny at first, but now this shit is kind of getting eerie. Like, lights just turn off around me. It's weird. It's weird as fuck. I thought maybe it was a glitch, but it happens every street. And now it's happening more, and now it's happening at higher frequency. Is it mean ghosts are trying to communicate with me? Does it mean my power's knocking it off? I don't know. I think it's interesting. But you're going to gain insight, detailed insight, into how this is actually ascending your perspective of these seemingly metaphysical phenomena, which we call supernatural around these parts. You're literally walking out of this transit with practical insight coming into the moon in Libra, cardinal sign of action of what and how to do what you have to do to lead into this textbook ascension. This is superpower school, baby. And if you still don't know what your superpower is, then your ability transcends your conscious understanding. It means it's probably at a God level or something. So you just have to surrender fully and stop trying to control things. Well, I have to sign out, but this transit is one for the books, kids. The shit is lit. The shit is lit. Just off the strength that everyone has a unique spirit, and this life force energy you're cultivating is going to reveal hidden wisdom with this grand earth trine, Uranus to Pluto, to practically constructing your reality, the means by which to break through completely. Sagittarius season is the last part of the breakthrough saga before self-realization arc, and you blast off, okay? And so unpack these details. The synchronicities are gonna shock you, and they're breakthroughs that are gonna make your heart happy. but stay focused on the mission. Don't get distracted. Y'all stay blessed as always. Godspeed. And you're going to unlock a magical ability that will make you smile. Peace.